I'm going to teach you how to build a brand.
Tell me your tale, do you see the road? I'm to my soul, tell me the signs whenever the smoke clear out of my face.
Somebody needs your voice. Somebody wants to be a part of your mission, but they don't know who you are because you don't have courage. Get out there on social media and you're a 2 right now. Good. Become a 10. It's going to take you a long time. It's going to take you a lot of reps. You're going to sound like shit for a while, but you're going to have to do it because that's where the world's going. And if you don't do it, you're Circuit City, dude.
Well, Circuit City is the latest national retailer to announce its downsizing.
Filed for bankruptcy late last year.
Wait, all these businesses had over 100,000 employees and they had over 10,000 locations and they're no longer here. You guys know Amazon? What's the difference between Amazon and all those other ones right now? They are adapting.
The streets, we do it for keys, we do it for rights. I pick it too easy, shit ain't for...
Some of you, because social media is new, you won't do it because it's new. Built a great business, but then now you're going to be a loser, not build social media, not build influence. Why? Do it because you're doing it for you and you're not doing it for other people. Do it for other people. Do you know how many people need somebody like you in their life? Everybody. Okay? So break it down. Show them who they can be. Glad you guys are here. Here's what I'm going to teach you today. When we first started this business and we were just in Andy and Jackie's house, the one thing that we were fighting that every business in here is always fighting, that we are now probably not fighting, is obscurity. Like getting known in the marketplace. Money follows attention. I want you to write that down. Money follows movement. Money follows the authority. And money follows the person who's most known. I want you guys to think about your industry right now. Whatever you sell, houses, real estate, you sell coaching, whatever you sell. How much of whatever you sell will be sold in your marketplace in your industry today? How much? Throw some names out there. Numbers. Yeah, 5 houses. I know in Phoenix we'll probably sell 200 houses today, probably, right? It's got to be something like that, right? Cars. How many things will be sold in your market? A lot of stuff, right? Okay. How much will you sell? Do people know who you are? And if people know who you are, you have the ability to sell at a higher level. You also have the ability, if you have a brand, to shortcut the sales cycle. You have ability to not have as many objections. The person that's most known in the market, they always win. But some people don't really understand social media. So today, I'm going to break down social media for you guys. Is that cool? I'm going to break down not just social media so you can get more leads, but I'm going to break down social media so you can get more killers. Who wants more killers? Okay, dude, did Jonathan just blow your mind with some of the things he's built into our company? Dude, if you didn't sign up for that consultation deal and you have the wrong people on the bus, if you have great training, but you got the wrong people on the bus, it doesn't matter. Is that right? Dude, the most exhausting thing as a leader is to just drag people along and beg them to be great. You guys ever done that? Timmy, I swear you can be great. Oh my God, I don't want to be great. I'm just going to show up late. Have you ever had those people? Okay, look back there. You see all those self-driven killers right there? Team, stand up. Stand up. You see all those people? It's really cool when you have a team. But in order for us to have a team, we had to attract teams. So I want you to write this down. And it's a phrase that I always think about. But amateurs chase, pros attract. Amateurs chase, pros attract. Every single one of those team members, we attracted them. We didn't chase them. We didn't post an ad. We didn't do any of that shit. We had an organic brand that brought us people. You know, I was in the car business for 10 years. I was the number 1 salesperson in the world in that industry. Most of my customers, I didn't chase. I wasn't standing at the gate. I attracted them. And so today, that's what I'm going to teach you in your business. If you're scared of social media or you don't want to do social media, you better snap out of it. And I'm going to tell you why. You guys remember them? You guys remember Payless? Some of y'all still got some Payless shoes on and shit up in here. Turn to your neighbor and check out their shoes real quick. See what they're looking like. They're a little scuffy. We know Dave's got some Payless shoes on. He's old, okay? I don't know what those are, dude, but those are freaking crazy, dude, okay? Y'all remember Payless, though? Hey, you guys see these, like, Golden Goose shoes now and shit? It's like they just throw them in the street, run over them 10 times, and then sell them to my kids for $2,000? What kind of shit is that? I'm like, bro, what is this, dude? Andy's got Golden Gooses when he rolls up here. I was just taking a shot at his shoes, you know what I'm saying? Okay, but do you guys remember Payless shoes? Yeah. They had 86,000 employees at one point in time. They were the category king. You guys see that word? Category king. What does that mean? Dude, I'm not in the market to be in the market like everybody else. I'm in the market to dominate the market. When I come into the market, I want to beat your ass. Like, and I'm not talking about, when I was in the car business, I was selling next to a guy that sold 8 and 10, and I was selling 60 and 70. I wanted to beat you by so much they stopped talking about I was number 1 and they put somebody else over here and they're like, that guy's just different. We don't really compete with him. We just compete with them. In the coaching industry, we do 10, 15, 20, 30 times the amount of revenue that some other people would do. You know why? Because we're the category king. So my energy is I want to dominate. I don't want to compete. You know, in entrepreneurship, they've given you the wrong message. You're like, oh yeah, you're competing with this person. You're competing. I'm not competing with shit. The only thing you're competing with is getting known. And the more people that know you, the more you can sell. If nobody knows who you are, that's why you're competing with a bunch of dipshits that don't even know what they're doing. Okay? You don't have to compete with them if you're the category king. So I'm after actually dominating. You guys remember Blockbuster? Y'all remember Blockbuster? In the summers, raise your hand if you've been born, if you're born after 2000. After 2002, 2001, 2002, 2003. Damn, dude. I was in like middle school, almost high school by then, dude. Raise your hand if you were born in the 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s. Where's Dave? You know? Huh? Okay, he's old. Dave, he's old. Where's he at? He's old. Is he here? Where's he at? Oh, there's Dave. Dave was born in the 40s, but he just looks like, we just don't understand why he looks the way he looks. It's mostly genes. I'm just kidding, Dave. We know that you work hard every day in the gym. And you know how I know that? Because I'm there pushing you every day. Yeah, you're welcome. Send me a Venmo for those extra muscles you got. Okay? But you guys remember Blockbuster? Do you guys really remember Blockbuster? Do you remember how much fun it was to drive to that store and like be in the store in the summer with your parents, get the popcorn, rent the movie? You guys remember that shit? What's that? Oh yeah, or they didn't have the movie, then you got to get on like the waiting list or whatever that shit was. You know, and then Blockbuster really, I think where they went wrong, you guys tell me what you guys think. Number one, they went wrong in a few places, but they were doing like $800 million a year at one point in time in late fees. Do you guys remember that shit? You would drop it off and they would hit your credit report with shit. You know, like, I didn't have credit because I was a little young kid, but I know they were attacking my mom's credit because I was freaking, that's why she's still a 540. You know what I'm saying? My mom's usually here. I shouldn't have said that shit. You know, so one of my team members is going to tell on me. But Blockbuster, man, like look at these businesses, some of them. Circuit City, y'all remember that shit? Y'all remember Circuit City? Who was in there buying cameras and whatever the hell they got in there? Circuit City was cool, right? Yeah. Who remembers Kodak Camera? Y'all remember that? Kodak Camera in the 70s. By the way, all these businesses had over 100,000 employees and they had over 10,000 locations and they're no longer here. Isn't that crazy? Dude, most of them were founded in the early 2000s and now they don't have businesses. Kodak came up with the camera in 1972. They were scared to release the digital camera to the public because they were going with those old school cameras. And they ended up getting put out of business by people that used the product that they developed. Does that make sense? They were scared, man. They didn't ever adapt. Amazon, you guys remember Amazon? You guys know Amazon? What's the difference between Amazon and all those other ones right now? Dude, they are adapting. They are growing. They are never the freaking same, okay? Apple. Who knows Apple? Who's got an Apple phone? Take your phone out if you got an Apple. Take your phone out. Take your phone out if you got an Apple. Everybody raise your phone up if you have an Apple. Every single person. If you don't, we are going to judge you. None of you guys have Apple? I'm kicking everybody out of the front row if you don't have Apple. Okay, let's reverse this. If you have a Droid, have the courage to raise your hand right now. 3 of y'all! Team, get them out of here! Hold on, what is he holding right now? What is that shit? Is that a MacBook? Is that an iPad? This is the Z Fold 7. We don't know what that shit is, dude! I can read it from here because the screen print is so big. I can see what you're reading, bro. Jesus, what do you got? Dude, I actually liked you. I liked you, bro. All right, but listen, has Apple always adapted? Oh, that was sick. That was like, hey, you guys remember those Apple computers when they first came out and they were like the blue computers, they had like the pink on the back of them and you could buy like different colors for them and all that shit. Do you guys remember ringtones when you call somebody and you could buy a ringtone and it was like, you know, like, I had like apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. Y'all don't even know what that shit is, but like it was a ghetto song and shit and whatever. I know some of y'all had some freaking Nickelback and shit. I know you guys. I know ones of you guys. I know some of you guys had some even super shit. Some of you guys still have them, like Dustin Wiley. You know he still has a ringtone, dude. It's embarrassing. It's okay though. All right, guys. Think about this real quick. So those brands, some of them adapted, some of them didn't. Think about your brands right now. Like these guys are in the RV industry. The RV industry is 15 years behind everybody in the RV industry. Guys, you're not competing with, RV companies. You're competing with Amazon. You're competing with Apple. You're also competing with people's attention. Most importantly, you're competing with their attention. Do they know you? In the RV business, I mean, you guys are number one in the nation. Every single person in here should know you, but only your industry knows you, right? Raise your hand if you've heard of RV Nation. Most of you probably haven't. Hey, he has. He looks like he'd be in an RV just chilling, getting a suntan right there on a Sunday morning. Little badass camper. What kind of camper you got? Don't say it because they'll sell you one. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's got to know who your brand is. And what these guys, what these old brands didn't do is they just failed to adapt. Imagine they all had a founder at one point in time that had an idea and they never acted on it. And those founders were responsible for 80,000 people, 100,000 people, 10,000 plus locations, and they just never adapted. So as I'm talking about social media today, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because when I looked at the data of who's in the room, I saw a lot of old people, you know, and just kidding, dude. Some of you guys got no sense of humor, you know what I'm saying? But I thought about if we draw the correlation to if you don't adapt, you are going to get put out of business. Everybody's on social media. If your team isn't dominating social media, matter of fact, 100% of you came in from our social media. So these businesses are adapting. These businesses also can get put out of business very quick if they don't. Okay, who drives a Dodge in here? Raise your hand. All right, I don't trust any of you guys. I'm just kidding. All right, who drives a Toyota? Raise your hand. Who drives a Nissan? Raise your hand. Who drives just a domestic car, BMW? Who drives a German car? Raise your hand. Okay, who drives a Bentley? Raise your hand. Who drives a Rolls Royce? Raise your hand. A couple of you guys, I was just going to get the Rolls Royce guys to loan me some money or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a couple of you guys. I see one out front. Chad, where you at? You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right. Think about this. You guys don't know. Who drives a Tesla? Raise your hand. Anybody? Anybody? Teslas? Yeah? These brands back here, you don't know the founder of this brand, do you? Do you know the founder of Nissan, Toyota, BMW, Mercedes? Do you know any of those guys? Can anybody name one of them? I've got car guys sitting all in the back. You dudes can't even name who runs this company, right? Why? Because the world is going to founder-led brands. They're going towards, you guys don't follow the Elliott Group Facebook business account. Raise your hand if you follow the Elliott Group Facebook business account. Maybe there's a couple of you. Anybody? Anybody? Yeah, there's like 10 of y'all that maybe do. But you know who you follow? You follow Andy Elliott. You follow Jesse Cloud. You follow Jonathan Roberts. You follow Earl. You follow me. Matter of fact, let's go back here real quick. Go back all the way back here. And I want you guys to do something real quick for me. Okay, everybody pull your phones out and then scan here. This is marketing. Hey, everybody scan here. If you don't pull your phone out, I'm going to call you on stage and have Andy take your shirt off or some shit. Swear to God, don't test me. Some of y'all might like that shit. Dustin started getting fired up. Oh, sorry, bro. Hey, be serious about it. I like that. I like your energy, bro. I like that, okay? All right, so scan that. That's my business card. If you're above 35 to 40 years old, you're not going to know what a digital business card is. Jeff, when you scan that, it's going to send you some shit, and then I'm going to be connected with you on my phone. You don't have to give me 5 business cards and tell me to call you and shit, okay? You don't have to invest in that. You're going to scan it, Jeff, and then me and you are going to be together, okay? I'm going to get your phone number too, so you don't have to worry about it. Does that make sense? Jeff's 60. He's a billionaire. He's okay. It's all right. He'll figure it out. All right. So when you think about a founder-led brand, that's where the world is going. So if you're like these guys and you don't start adapting, like social media has been out for a long time, but some people still don't use it. Raise your hand if you use social media. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Like you actually post every day. Raise your hand if you actually post every day. So 30% of you guys. Raise your hand if you don't do it. It's no big deal. Raise your hand if you don't do it. Jeff, raise your hand. You don't do that shit. Don't be bullshitting me, Jeff. I'll fuck you up here. I'm not supposed to cuss, Jeff, so don't make me. You're triggering me with accountability, Jeff. I know you, so don't mess with me. Raise your hand if you don't post on social media. Raise your hand. Okay, you guys gotta catch my drift here. Okay, anybody know these two guys? Anybody know these two guys? Okay, this company put up $1.8 billion because they became the faces of their brand. Social media, influencer marketing. Powerade, it took them 30 years to put that up. These guys put it up in 1 year. Why? Because they had trust in the market with the audience they build, with the community that they build. Anybody ever buy a hostage tape? Anybody ever buy one of these? Raise your hand if you bought a hostage tape. Okay, look around. A lot of people. Did you know hostage tape before you saw Andy wearing it? Probably not. Why did their company blow up and go to a few $100 million company? Because they got somebody that was known, right? But I want you guys to think of something. In the automotive industry, cost per lead is about $283. SaaS $232, home services $144. Is that about right, guys that are in this industry? Is that pretty close? Yeah, it's about pretty close. Okay, so if you think about this, I'm going to go to the next one. This is kind of our formula. This is where we're at. Now, this shouldn't say dollar sign. It should just say 457, but we average about 457 organic leads a day. Take 30 days. That's about 13,000 leads in the month. Does that make sense? Is everybody shocking me? I know some of you guys are told you guys didn't graduate high school and shit like me, so this might be confusing. So let me go back. 457 leads, 30 days, 13,000 leads. It should not say a dollar sign, but I put this together, and I didn't graduate high school, so it's all good. So 13,700 leads times 60. We've been in business like actively for 5 years, been doing about 6, but let's just do 5 for general circumstances, right? So 60, that's 822,000 leads. 822,000 leads, our cost per lead is probably a whole lot lower than other companies. It's actually a lot lower than this, but just for an example, that's $22 million. $22,210,000. Can somebody take 822,000 leads real quick, pull your phone out and help me out, 822,600 leads, and let's go back to this screen if you were in the automotive industry, and let's just go to home services because it's low to not blow your guys' mind. 144 leads times $144 times 822,600 leads. What is that?
118.5 million.
Huh?
118.5 million.
Okay, so that's 118 real advertising millions of dollars. Does that make sense? So your businesses that are just paying for marketing every month, we didn't buy an ad till the beginning of this year. We never paid for an ad. We never had to go look for salespeople because we had an organic brand and the organic brand attracted people to us. That 22 million is in Jackie's pocket. That's why she's got a freaking ring that's like this. Have you guys seen her ring? Oh, shit. That's why we got security ready to shoot you in the face if you get a little too close. Okay? So, hey, that 22 million is at the bottom line, right? So, think about that. This is where the market's going. It's going towards humans and not logos. So, you got to have a brand. If you don't have one, dude, you're going to pay the price. I was number 1 in the world back in selling cars. This thing shows me like this was a Snapchat a long time ago, and this was me selling more than every Nissan store in the state. There was 12 Nissan stores. Me and my brother together outsold all of them together. That's a lot of damn cars. Why? Because we're the category kings. I walked down into the community college about 2008, 2009, a long time ago, 15, 16 years ago. Facebook was just coming out. Remember when that shit was just coming out? Do you guys remember that? Raise your hand if you remember Facebook coming out. You guys remember that? What was it for when it came out?
College kids.
For college kids. Well, I was a dipshit that was just a car salesman that had no degree, basically almost no high school degree. How's I going to get it? Well, I'm relentless, and I heard that there was 8,000 people on it. So I walked out of the community college, and my brother was enrolled there. He never went. Like, he was enrolled, but he was a freaking, he was a dipshit. So, he didn't do anything with the degree. And they gave me a password, and I got on there. And when I was selling cars, there was all these guys out front that just stood out front all day long. And I've always thought a little bit differently than people. Like, how do I think with a marketing brand? So I got on Facebook. I started posting every day. I started building a brand every day. I built one of the biggest brands in that industry and then again in this business. And I attracted clients like Demarius Thomas, in the back and back in that day. This is the mayor of Colorado. He was a great client, sold him like 10 cars. Both of these guys, you know where they found me? Social media. I didn't have to go find any of these people, just like we didn't have to go find any of you. So nowadays, if you're not building that, it's crazy. This is one person that really influenced my life, just to the core. This is my grandfather. My grandfather was a teacher for 60 years. Literally showed up every single day. Opened up 2 of the greatest high schools in Colorado. Never made a lot of money, but I watched everywhere he walked into, every restaurant. Like, he was the most influential person ever. Like, if there was social media, he'd be the most famous person on the planet. He'd walk into places, he'd be singing. He was charismatic, he was funny. And, man, I just loved him, man. And a lot of the things in life for our kids, they're caught, not taught. That means they're just watching how you show up. If you're at this last conference, my kid was up on stage with me for 30 minutes, and I'm just running around yelling at you guys, and he's just following me and, looking around, and he's just trying to figure it out, right? That's how I was with my grandfather. And then my grandfather passed away. When he was going to pass away, him and his wife were married for 50 years. I was the power of attorney. He wrote in his will that my grandma and my mom couldn't be the power of attorney because they'd fight, and not fight because he knew they'd be mad at each other, but he knew that somebody had to make a business decision. and he knew he'd probably get dementia because that ran in my family. And so he said, Ian, in the will, I want you to make sure that I go to a home. So as I tried to put him in one of those homes, my grandmother would show up every day, and she wanted him to die in his house. She wanted him to be with her. They weren't without each other for, I don't know, like since the Vietnam War or something, she used to say. And one day they called me, and my grandma has a truck backed up to the back of the building. She's going through the stairwell nice and slow, and she breaks my grandfather out of the thing, which she couldn't break him out because they're like, do you want me to stop her? And I'm like, no, man, like just let him take him. Like I'm kind of done arguing with her. I'm pulled up behind their car. She gets home. I follow her all the way home. She built a ramp into the house, all this shit. And she's got these guys. Come to find out, she got them on Craigslist and paid them to help take my 300-pound grandfather into the house and shit. And I just thought about like all of his neighbors were outside. The whole town knew who he was. He always gave back. He was always so influential. And that's what social media demands. And also some of you guys that are scared to do social media, do you know how much I would pay to see him teaching on social media? Do you know how much I would pay to go back and watch one of his videos? I don't have any videos of him. I've got a few. I mean, I've got some of him singing to, my grandma and stuff like that. But the people that don't want to build their brands, think about your kids. What if you get hit by a bus tomorrow? Wouldn't it be cool for them to be able to look back and like see you teaching, leading, and doing all this shit on social media? Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah. So I'm hoping that through that story, like if he had a YouTube or something like that, that would be so cool for me. But I don't have that. So as you guys, as mothers, fathers, leaders, give your family something to look back at it that they can see your story and understand your story. Could you do that? Yeah, but some of you still won't do this shit. Let me give you a little bit of an investment. This thing costs no money, probably generated a few $100 million. This is our flywheel. YouTube started it out, and then other social medias came in. Each one of these businesses are different things that our company sells all around just because of spending $0 and Andy having the courage to have influence on YouTube. Our brand has generated some of the craziest conversations, the craziest clients, the craziest amount of revenue, the craziest impact. And I'll tell you, some years ago, Andy didn't want to shoot a video like with his wife or us in the house. He was like, dude, I don't like how I sound. Even though he'd put the camera up and then he'd shoot it in his underwear and shit. But it's like, so all the old videos, when you can only see right here, he's in his underwear. You know what I'm saying? That was his work environment. He still kind of is in his underwear because the shorts are so damn short, right? You know what I'm saying? Hey, but when you got quads like that, dude, I am working on them. When I get quads like that, y'all are going to see me in short shorts every day. I ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying? So that's our flywheel of our brand. I want to teach you, I got like 4 or 5 minutes. I'm going to teach you really quick how to build a brand. Now, in this next 5 minutes, I'm going to teach you some of the things that if you actually learn in your business, it'll change everything for you. Now, everybody, you're going to have to listen fast. Can you say listen fast? Because if you listen slow, it ain't going to work for you. Okay, so say listen fast. All right, we're going to rip. So these are 4 content pillars of a founder-led brand. Number 1, you got to be able to show people behind the scenes. They've got to see your daily operations. They've got to see your team huddles. Dude, how do you lead? Is it fun? Is your company interesting? Are you influential like my grandfather? Or are you boring? Ain't nobody want to follow somebody that's boring. Dude, have a freaking personality. Like, my God, you're in America. Take the stick out of your ass. Okay, everybody say, take the stick out of your ass. Do you guys want to be all around all these people that are like, oh, I'm just going to be like everybody else and be quiet and timid? I don't know about you, but none of my team would work for any of you if that's how you acted. So the world needs to see the real you. The world needs to see the fun you. The world needs to see a real company that they can believe in. Daily operations. Show them what you got. Show them how good of a teacher you are. Show them your client visits and how they're getting impacted. Show them not just the making of the product, but don't show them just the polished result, but show them why you believe in your product. Be able to articulate it to them. Number 2, teach what you know. Guys, every single one of those people in our company, all of them, I know every single business owner would be dying to have, but they don't have. Do you know why? Every single one of those people, they didn't come from Arizona. They were probably in your market. Matter of fact, me and Jeff were talking to a kid earlier. He's sitting right back there in the purple shirt. I said, hey, you need to work for Jeff, right? He has no job. He's in good shape. He's pushing himself. He's invested. He's coming to these events. They're everywhere, guys. They're in every store. They're in T-Mobile. They're over here. Look for the guys with great attitude to be recruiting specialists. But you know how you can recruit that's smarter than ever? Turn on the phone. Teach people. Be somebody's mentor. Give them something to think about. Be entertaining. Be fun. Be who you are. And you don't have to be us. Be the best version of yourself. Be the most authentic version of yourself. And if you are the most authentic version of yourself, you're going to attract all of the right people. I'll never forget. We were just building this company. We had we were in the first year of building our business. And man, we just were just trying to sell anybody. And now there's a lot of people, I don't want to sell them shit. I'll be like, nah, I don't want to deal with that guy. Hell no. Because sometimes it's that's the guy that's going to slow you down. And I called Andy, and Andy called me one morning, and he said, man, the people that come to the workouts and the people that go to church with us, do you notice that they always break through? They always stay close. They always kick ass. They always go to the next level. But we weren't authentically who we were. We were only inviting people to sales training, and we weren't inviting them to the workouts and all the things, only the guys that were close to us. And that wasn't really who we are. We're workout guys, but we're serving the car business, and most of the leaders are out of shape. It's a godless industry. It's a great industry, but there's not a lot of God in it. So we didn't tell people this. Andy woke up one day and said, hey, I'm done telling, I'm going to show people who I really am. Talking about God every day, talking about fitness every day, talking about what's actually working in my life. If they don't like it, they can shove it up their ass. And I'm like, oh, we're screwed, dude. And I don't have no courage right now because I'm just trying to make money. I'm going totally broke. I had some money in the savings account. Now I'm taking loans from Desert Federal Credit Union, and anybody who would give me one, I was taking them in my brother's name. Dude, that's why he can't qualify for shit anymore. I gotta still, sorry, dude. That's why he went and got a hot wife with a good credit score. I'm just telling you, dude, that was a good move by you, dude. Yeah, I was just bullshitting with you guys. Don't be thinking that. He's not a 500. He kind of is. But I remember my biggest account. This account was a life-changing account. They call and they said, tell Andy to put his damn shirt on. And I'm like, I call Andy and they said, stop talking about God. I call Andy, I'm like, dude, you gotta put your shirt on. You gotta stop talking about God. Because remember, I'm just chasing the money. I'm not chasing the man. I'm not chasing the purpose. I'm not chasing the mission. I'm just chasing the dollar like I was in the car business. And he tells him, hey, Ian, and I'm not supposed to be saying F words right now. Okay, so I'm just going to say, but I really want to emphasize the F word right now, but I'm going to try not to. He says, tell him to go F himself. It just sounds so much better if I said it, but maybe that's the discipline that I need. No, I ain't going to say it. But he said, tell him to go F himself. And I'm like, Andy, what do you mean? He goes, where we're going, they ain't going to understand. And he hangs up the phone. I'm like, dude, this is our biggest account. So I called him, I said, hey, you ain't going to do none of that shit. They canceled, and I'm like, damn. But I believed in him. I've always believed in his crazy visions. Our business went down 30% for the next 2 months, still sweating balls for those next 2 months. And then the business shot up 4,000%. Why? Because he was trying to be somebody he wasn't. And when you're somebody that you're not supposed to be, man, life is hard. I truly believe everybody's got a great skill set. They've got something in their heart. They've got some great mission, but they're just scared to let the world see it, man. They're just scared. And when you get unscared and step into your authenticity of who you're supposed to be, dude, that's how you change the world. That's how you change the world. We got more hate than ever, and that hate drove our brand to the top. So as you go out there, teach what you know, man. Teach what you know. Everybody wants these A players. You're going to have to be an A player leader. Listen, man, if you get out there on social media and you're a 2 right now, good. Become a 10. It's going to take you a long time. It's going to take you a lot of reps. You're going to sound like shit for a while. Go back to Andy's videos 5 years ago and tell me if he speaks with a lot of influence. He doesn't. He's speaking good. He says some good things. People still love the videos. But you see him now, it's a totally different dude because that's thousands of reps. It's just like when you opened your business. Now somebody's like, dude, I want your business, bro. But you're like, that's 10,000, that's a million reps. You ain't going to do them. Some of you, because social media is new, you won't do it because it's new. Bro, are you that type of loser? You're that guy? You built a great business, but then now you're going to be a loser, not build social media, not build influence. Why? Dude, because you're doing it for you and you're not doing it for other people. Do it for other people. Do it for other people. What I told Andy the other day, I said, dude, if you didn't have the courage to post on social media every single day, you would have robbed my family of the life we live today. Isn't that crazy? Some of you're robbing people of who they could be because you're too scared of what other people think. You're embarrassing. Straight up embarrassing. And I want to be mean to you. I want to punch you in the face because somebody needs your voice, whether you're an RV dealer or you're selling SaaS or some shit. Somebody wants to be a part of your mission, but they don't know who you are because you don't have courage. It's time to change. It's time for us to get out there, inspire people, get them into the right company, and show them how to be great. We're in a fatherless, leaderless nation right now. Do you know how many people need somebody like you in their life? Everybody. Okay? So break it down. Show them who they could be. Number 3, show your clients, show your testimonies, show your transformations, show them what you're doing. Okay? But you're going to have to do it because that's where the world's going. And if you don't do it, this is the cool thing. You're Circuit City, dude. You're Payless, bro. You're Payless. Listen, if you're a manager right now and you don't have an army of people following you in your company, it's because you're the same manager that's going out of style. You're going out of style. You're going out of style. You're going out of style. You need to build your own army if you're a manager or a leader inside of the company so that you can attract more people. How do companies grow? People. But if you're a manager in a company and you're not bringing people in, then you're a dipshit. Because that's supposed to be your number 1 job, but you're not attracting people, and you can attract them if you show them who you are. Say amen if you hear me. Amen. Oh, no, y'all didn't hear me. You guys better say amen or I'm going to get freaking crazy. Say amen if you hear me.